my name is Laura and this video was requested by a few of my subscribers, and what I'm going to share with you today is a strategy that will allow you to pay off your student loan debt 4 to 5 times faster, and you will be able to do this without having to change your current income, your current lifestyle, or having to send double payments to your student loan lender. And if you follow along with me for the duration of this video, I will give you all the tools that will allow you to figure out how quickly you can pay off your student loan debt, as well as how much money you will be able to save if you implement the strategy I'm about to walk you through step by step. And now let's get started. So I'd like to start off by sharing this quote with you, and if you are in real estate investing business, you already know that cash flow is king. But even if you are not, this is still going to be relevant to you because understanding the concept of cash flow is so important, especially if you're going to be implementing this strategy that I'm about to walk you through. So really the first step is to identify what your cash flow is, and you can do that by taking your net monthly income and subtracting your monthly living expenses. And if you aren't already in the habit of tracking your monthly expenses, then creating a budget will help you do that, as well as find ways to maximize your cash flow. If you would like to see how I go about creating a budget, how to do it, I did record a video previously going over that, to which I will leave a link for in the description of this video. And if you're interested, you can go and take a look. Alright, so I have a college graduate up on the board, and like a lot of college grads, this person is starting off their professional career with a lot of student loan debt. So I like to begin by taking a look at the terms of a student loan debt. So let's say this person borrowed $80,000 to pay for their education, and it's a 15-year amortized loan, and currently the monthly payments are $0 minimum payment per month at 0% interest. So the reason I started out with a $0 per month payment at 0% interest is because this loan right now is in deferment. But do banks ever really give out loans at 0% interest? No, not really. So deferred interest is not really 0% interest, but how many of us had made the mistake of thinking that, yay, I don't have to make payments, my interest is 0%, but it's not. So really what's happening is the bank is still going to charge you interest. They're just not going to make you pay for it until the deferment period is over. And all the interest that got accrued is just going to get added to the principal balance of your loan. So let's say that this person called up the bank and they found out that the interest that they're charging him is actually 6%. And let's say that the loan was deferred for a period of 1 year and they did not make any minimum payments at all. And let's find out how much interest accrued during that period of 1 year. So to do that, we have to take the principal balance and multiply by 0.06, and that equals $4,800. So to illustrate what happened, student loan principal balance, $80,000 balance. And this is the timeline on the x-axis, and this is in years. So this is year 1, year 2, year 3, and so on. Like I said before, for the first year, no payments were made. So this is going to stay at $80,000. But then as soon as that first year's deferment period was over, we're going to get hit with almost $5,000. So the limit goes up by $4,800. So the new balance would be $84,800. And then of course the loan enters a repayment. So once you start making the minimum monthly payments or more, gradually the loan starts to decrease over time. So it's kind of nice that the bank is willing to defer payments for students that are looking to find a job possibly in their field for some period of time, but they're still going to make their money regardless. So now, since the loan entered repayment, let's figure out what the minimum monthly payments would be. And to do that, I'm just going to jump over to an app, which is just an amortization calculator, and plug in all the numbers, which will help us see what the monthly minimum payment for this loan would be. Okay, so the app I'm using to figure out the minimum monthly payment on the student loan is called Carl's Mortgage Calculator, and it is a mortgage calculator app, and I did try to find a student loan themed amortization calculator, but there was no apps that I really liked with the functions that I was looking for. So this app does the job just fine, and you can use any amortization calculator. It's just something easy that I already had on my phone. I will go ahead and show you this. So if you want to use the app, you can. It's free to download on your smartphone. This is what the screen would look like when you open the application on your phone. It says property value, but I put in the student loan with the deferred interest already added into the principal. So you just put in whatever your principal balance for your student loan is, and then you put in the interest rate, and if you don't know what it is, simply call your lender and ask, and then you put in the number of years you have to pay off the loan, and down there it will give you right away what your monthly payment will be. So in our case, it's $715.59. Alright, and also using this app, you can go ahead and see how much interest you would have paid if you had stuck the traditional route. So without even realizing, let's see what you would have paid. So you put in all of your loan information on the front page here, and then just click on the last, which says summary. You can see all the details. Total interest you would have paid is $44,006.31. Does that look like 6% to you? It doesn't to me, and that is because your loan is amortized. It's not simple interest. So really, your education, if those were your numbers, it's not really that you would have paid $80,000 for it. You would have paid $128,806.31. So plug in your numbers and see how much you would have paid in interest, and if you are going to use the strategy, you will see how much money you will be able to save in interest. We figured out that the minimum monthly payment would be somewhere around $750.59. So to take on all this debt, we're going to need a tool that will act very much like this machine that is going to take away all the debt in large, massive chunks. And a banking tool equivalent of this is a line of credit. And a line of credit that you can use is either a credit card or a personal line of credit. Whichever one you choose, the strategy will work the same. So if you already have a credit card, you may want to pull up the banks in your area and inquire to see what type of personal line of credit account you can get. Then compare the interest rates and the limit. Then pick the tool that has the best terms, of course, that will work the best for the strategy as soon as you see how I'm going to be using it. So since I used the example of using a credit card in my mortgage payoff video, I will demonstrate a personal line of credit as my banking tool of choice to pay off this student loan debt. So let's assume that with these numbers that the net monthly income of this person is $3,500. The monthly living expenses add up to $2,000. The cash flow, once you subtract the expenses from the income, is $1,500. So with this income and fairly good credit, let's say this person was able to get a personal line of credit from the bank with a $20,000 limit at 8% interest. So with our banking tool in place, we want to start attacking the principal balance of our student loan right away. The general rule of thumb is that you want to take about 3/4 of the limit. Right away, we're taking $15,000 out of this personal line of credit and making a principal-only payment towards our student loan balance. The reason why you want to make sure that this payment is applied as principal-only pay down and not as a regular payment is because you don't want this money to go towards paying down interest. So that's very important. And now I'd like to go over why we're only using 3/4 of the limit of our personal line of credit and why we're not using the full $20,000. Reason number one is really because if you continuously max out your personal line of credit account, the bank may or may not freeze the account temporarily. So using only 3/4 of that will avoid getting the account frozen. And reason number two why you only want to use 3/4 of the limit is because this personal line of credit account is now your checkings and your savings account combined in one. So we're going to bypass the traditional banking system of receiving your monthly income and then depositing it into your checkings account and then into your savings account, because it's not serving you the most that it can't. And by leveraging this banking tool, this personal line of credit or a line of credit, you're able to pay off your debt. So since now this is our checking account, every single month, as soon as this person gets paid, they're going to deposit their $3,500 towards this line of credit. So our balance that we're carrying right from the start is $15,000 that went towards principal pay down of our student loan. Right away, this is the timeline down here in months. So this is month one. We have $15,000 balance, but we're going to apply our $3,500 towards it. So that is going to knock the balance down by $3,500. But we also have to live. We have our living expenses. We have to eat. We have to drive our car. And we have to also pay the minimum monthly payment of our student loan because it entered repayment. And we have to make those minimum payments even though we applied this principal payment of $15,000. So make sure whatever your monthly minimum payment for your student loan is, you calculate that into your living expenses. First month, this is going to bring the balance back up by $2,000. 1 month in, our new balance on our personal line of credit that we are carrying is $13,500. First month we knocked off $1,500. Now let's play out the rest of this timeline to see how long it will take to pay off this $15,000 balance. So I went ahead and filled in the entire graph, and you can see that by month 10 we hit $0. Now reason number two why we only used 3/4 of the limit on our personal line of credit is because all this room over here is going to act like a savings account. Because if something were to happen or if you had an emergency, you have access to all this money right over here. Now you may be wondering, why would you pay 8% when the student loan is only charging 6% in interest? I won't go over the difference between amortized interest and simple interest, but I spent a lot of time going over this in my video, which is titled How to Pay Off a 30-Year Home Mortgage in 5 to 7 years. If you're interested in understanding this strategy on a little deeper level, you can go back and watch that video if you haven't already seen it. Also, to calculate how much interest that $15,000 is going to cost for using your personal line of credit, I did dedicate a video going over how to calculate interest. I will leave a link for both of those videos in the description of this video so you can go ahead and take a look. So to figure out how long it will take for you to pay off your student loan debt using that 10-month increments, you just open the app back up and you scroll to the bottom where it has the 3 choices. You click on extra and you enter in the $15,000 increments every 10 months. So I have 1, 11, then I have 21, 31, and I already went and pre-put it in. So if you click on table, you will be able to see the full schedule of payments and how that gets applied. You would have to make $15,000 principal only payment total of 4 times, and then the 5th time you only have to pay $3,444.27 until the loan is completely paid off. And if you go over to the summary, which is the last option, you click on the summary and then you can see that we're able to pay off the student loan in 3 years and 5 months, which resulted in interest savings of $35,972.82. That is pretty good. That's pretty much how you do it. If you want to figure out for yourself, you just plug in your numbers, work with your budget, your balance, and then see how much you can save using this strategy. Alright, so we figured out that it takes us 3 years and 5 months to pay off this loan completely using this strategy, and that resulted in interest savings of $35,972.82. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to leave it a thumbs up. And if you know of anybody that has student loan debt and you think this video may help them, please share my video with them as well. And as always, please be sure to subscribe to my channel if you would like me to make more videos just like this one. Other than that, I will see you in my next video. Thank you.